Welcome back to Hutan Pantai episode 31. We are in May. I'm just bringing a couple, well, I'm going to grab another two more after this. Rice saplings, so we're ready for the next planting year. While we got kind of a down month here, I do have to go around and water all the rice fields yet in this month. We have an interesting dilemma here, or I should say development. We got some more goats. It's crazy. So if we look in here, they reproduced again, 0 months. So they are replicating like crazy. And we're still waiting on our cows to replicate yet. But the goats, I wish I wouldn't say sheep up here. The goats are going to need some grass. I think we might, maybe we could make it through one more month. But either way, we could easily do it because, well, number one, it's a down month, and two, we got the multi-fruit buying station. So it's really easy. For those that have just joined us, we had issues with the goat pasture, the pen. It does not let you put grass bales into the trigger, which is really weird. It's like an oversight by Giants, but that is a bug. But if you put the loose stuff in there, it accepts them fine. So what we had to do is compromise, go on the mod hub, and we just grabbed the multi-fruit buying station. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, it is kind of big deal, but like, we have to find a way to work around it. I'm glad there was a way to. Otherwise, we just would have had to leave the goats not feeding them, and I guess that would have been the end of that. Another issue we're having here is we're getting so much milk from our goats that, well, right here we got a bunch too, but in our production, it's just crazy full, and it's taking forever to bottle that stuff up. Bottling should go the quickest, and maybe it is if you do the calculations, cycles, and how much you actually get. I didn't do that, but it looks like, I don't know, we can try some goat cheese here. Let's turn that on. We can turn the milk off once and see if it goes a little bit quicker. And I do want to do the butter as well. Like I said, I wanted to get everything here a shot. And then once we get... Can cheese only be done with regular milk? We could try it, but I think that's only regular milk. Just like this milk bottled is just regular. But we could do buffalo butter, and then we could do buffalo bottled as well. Ooh, there's buffalo mozzarella. I also went ahead and looked on the sales, and we got a bit of a nice surprise on there, and I think we really should consider getting it. Because as you can tell, our stacking job in here is just so good. It's seriously hard to get in here with the articulation on that front loader. So, what's interesting is, in the sales, there is a Kubota skid steer with the tracks, which means it'll be able to handle a heavier load without tipping on us, which is good. We could get this and then use that to stack in our shed here. Otherwise, what else could we do? A forklift? I mean, that's 55. Yeah, there's not really much else we could do. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and purchase that, because we're actually going to have more money than we know what to do with anyway at some point here. And then we can straighten up our area in our shed here. Let's do the combinations on the store so we can get the pallet forks for it. So that would work. So we get exactly what we need. I'm thinking that there's also a bale spear. We'll get the fork for now. But I was saying, I think, let's go with black. I'm wondering if we do 2 bales, it's going to be way too heavy for that thing. I'm kind of thinking that would be the issue. This thing can handle 2 bales phenomenal. But I could be wrong. Maybe it would be fine. Guess we'll just park this into the shed. We'll go around and get the rest of the rice fields watered before we forget. It's very important. We don't want to forget doing that. It's the first month of the long grain rice watering. I don't know if in this episode if we'll get to our sugarcane harvest. It would be nice to do that and get another new crop going and give that a try, but we have a lot of harvesting to do. We got all of our rice will have to be harvested before we even get to the sugarcane. It's kind of interesting planting cycles because the sugarcane was planted first, but it takes longer to grow. And of course, we got our other new tractor here, this Valtra. I really love the acceleration on this thing. Great purchase. Probably actually keep one of these tractors over at the other area over there maybe, but we'll see. Still want to try to keep things somewhat organized. We'll go ahead and get some more grass for our goats. Since there's 3 groups of them now, they're going to be using a lot of food now. And we don't want the production to slow down. Bulk. Again, once Giants gets their bugs fixed on this shed, I will delete that multi-fruit salad. I just feel like it's cheating too much. Some people might have other opinions about that, but I think it's kind of cheaty. But you do what makes you feel good and play the way you want to play. We will load this completely up. I think I'm going to need another load yet. Well, actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And if we did get and use the small bales on... I was trying to make a circle here that didn't work so good. If we try to use the small bales, which is my original plan, and we buy the whole grouping of them, that ends up being 8,000 liters. So that wouldn't be that bad either to do. But with more goats coming in, we're probably going to need a couple. And you throw one off, and then a couple months go by and you throw the other one off. Depending on how crazy it gets here. I assume it's going to get crazy. There's one more thing I kind of wanted to try too here for the terraforming. Before we advance. Is like, if you got... Like, they made this path. Like, this would actually get more... Maybe I'm just getting too nitpicky here. But I like to make stuff realistic. Let's see, it would have to be, I guess it would be flattened if we can get it small enough. But no, we can't. It's gonna go up. So we have to kind of go down. I wanted to make the walking paths more like... The tools are not fine enough to be doing that. I'm probably screwing stuff up on the fence. It was an interesting idea. But we'll just leave it how it is. Otherwise, like I said, I risk... Because we're not supposed to really be terraforming the pens after we've laid them. Maybe it wouldn't cause a problem, but the skeptic in me says that it probably could. Break something and then we'd have other issues. Yeah, I think we'll save the organization. I want to organize our barn better with the fertilizer and our seeds and all that stuff. With the skid steer that we just bought, we'll do that as our harvesting is going on. Valtra N series is in the sales. This is another one that Giants just added to the mod hub. And I get those because they're still like, to me, they're still part of the game. They just put them as mods. I wish they just would have put them in game updates. It's kind of a shame that you have to go download them. This is cool, but we definitely want to save some money for our harvester. And like I said, maybe a brand new something we'll get at some point as a gift for this hard work we did in this series. And the last one, let's check up on the livestock. Ooh, it looks like the goat cheese is actually, I think it's running faster than our milk bottling operation. So we'll leave that on there. I think we'll get a few pallets of that. The goat milk is filling up pretty good. Looks like they're still decent on grass though, which is awesome. Our cows, still decent yet as well. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and advance to our harvest. I think I'll just get through the next few months here of watering. There's no sense in turning the pumps on every month. And if something interesting comes along the way and maybe something in the sales, we'll pick it up there. I was like, I hope we get to August, it's not going to be raining, and it is not. Thank God for that, because we do have our rice fields are ready to go, the short grain. I think that goat cheese is definitely the way to go right now. It seems like more cycles, which is really interesting because it would take you more work to make goat cheese than bottling it. But that's Giants math for you. Like I'll also, during the time lapse here, I'll get the greenhouses topped up on water, so we're not waiting on that. And yeah, I think we'll get this going. Like I said, I'll bring the skid steer down, and I'm going to get the shed a little bit better organized to get things straighter. Already got to start on the subsoiling. I figured let's not waste any time, keep this stuff moving. I thought we were supposed to be able to tab to the closest vehicle. I thought someone's not working as like it used to. Maybe that's something that changed in an update. We'll get this offloaded, and then I believe we'll go ahead. I also went ahead and put some dirt there to make it feel like, because I was always going to the left and you can't see when it's foggy. So if I stay to the right, we'll hit that track. Also, it's more realistic to have some dirt where we're constantly driving. But I think we'll be advancing here, and then we'll get onto the long grain as well. And we'll get that taken care of. So we're able to do the sugarcane on the next episode. Yeah, 13319. Looks like that goat milk will actually go to Goldcrest Valley. I mean, we could also sell it at our farmer's kiosk too, but I've never used the train yet in this map, period. I was gonna say on the series, but even at any time here, we haven't used the train yet, so I'd kind of like to be able to give that a go. So we might do that. Get us out a little bit on the map, get away from the farm. It's always nice to do once in a while. I think we're ready to advance then. We got the sales here. There's a Challenger. That's very nice, but like I said, we got a sugarcane harvester to buy, and we should start looking at a slurry tank system. Well, depending on that sugarcane, obviously it's been growing over here. Let's go take a look at it. But we might have to fertilize every year and possibly even weed it. So that's something we gotta pay attention to. Yes, coming along very nicely. These still look quite 2D. I don't know if these models were updated for 25 or not. You get lost in there, that's for sure. Very thick. But again, a very nice crop that's ready to go very soon here. Yeah, that hoe we used on the previous episode is very nice, so if it does get weedy, we'll have to get one of those. You could run it at 15 miles an hour. I was kind of blown away by that. Another thing we could look at too is maybe expanding more of our solar power over there. Although we're doing pretty well, I like to have the property income that you get to at least pay the all your maintenance fees and stuff that you get each day. So at least you ain't losing money. It's always a good feeling. Let's get this set off and then we'll check out what is going on. Our yield is still 90%? Yeah. Our yield bonus, I should say. Alright, what do we have going on? The cows will probably have to be fed next month. Goats look still decent. It did flip to the smallest farmer's kiosk on our goat cheese, and well, I guess the milk, bottled milk, is bought at the restaurant. We could go up there again too. We'll just see what the prices are next month. That'll be in the next episode. Like I said, it might be kind of nice to get around on the map a little bit. A couple more lines here of the subsoiling, and we'll get them on the top field. What does the sales look like today? Ooh, the go wheel. So I was thinking about this, because I did say in this episode we weren't going to deal with the TMR for the cattle, the water buffalo. But with this, you could make TMR bales, which would be interesting. But I think if I did do that, we'd probably rent it and just make a bunch and then return it. Because I actually have never made those for a playthrough yet. It might be kind of cool to do that. We'll see. It's something to think about to like change things up a little bit. Kind of a new game mechanic. It was introduced in 22 as a DLC. You could do sugar cut beet bales too. I've never done that. Those would probably be good for the pigs, or if you had them on a farm. Sometimes I think I wonder if you do pigs, it might just be easier to buy the pig food. There's so much you got to give them just to keep their requirements up. Okay, I'll get this set off. And I guess we'll let the workers get on, and then we'll see you in a few minutes. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Even if we got a mulcher, it wouldn't matter because the thrashing we're doing on these fields, that is considered mulching. So we are getting that bonus. So I don't know what else we could do to get 100% on these rice fields. Maybe that's all you can get on these, huh? We gotta come over anyway, so I figured a message to bring the whole load over. We'll get a total here. How's our worker doing up there? I should say down there. We made pretty good progress. So it's just the 2 long grain rice to fields to do after this, so that's not bad at all. And the rest of it. For a total of 11,408. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Rice box, long grain rice. Yes. Looks like our goat cheese is flying through it, which is awesome. Let's see what we have over here for pallets. Maybe it'll actually catch up. I can't believe bottling takes that long. Yeah, it's starting to fill up here. We could probably get these put into the production real quick before we end out the episode. Maybe we should leave the front loader over there, so it's got quick access. That way I'll take care of... Oh, it'll be one less thing to do next month. Because what we're going to do next month, it'll be October. We're going to sell our bottled milk, and we should have some goat cheese that'll be produced as well. And we'll, depending on the location, we might take a little stroll on the map and get a little break from the farm and go see some other sites on the map. Like I said, we haven't gone around in a while. I guess we did deliver that oats, but that was actually quite a while ago now that I think about it. In video game world, it's probably only a couple episodes, maybe 2 before. I think it was 2 episodes ago. But in video game world, that's years. Look at that. They're filled. They can't even take those last two. That's crazy. I don't know how we're going to do that with the buffalo milk then. We might have to hold off on the goat milk then, and it's crazy slow production. How much does the dairy cost on this map, and where is it? Let's go to actually productions. I love how they have this available and you can just find out where it's at. So if we go to, okay, there is no dairy on the map. That is interesting. Thought for sure there would have been. So if we were going to do that, we'd have to plop it down. We almost should, because it's going to take us a while to get going on things. Yeah, so this is the only big one, right? Oh, there's another dairy here. So are those the only two aside from this small one? So at least you kind of get a couple options. That's kind of cool, instead of just one. So there's this one for 210 and this one for 210. So there is two. Ooh, look at that. I kind of like that. It's like a medium. I almost wish it was a little cheaper though on the buying. And they could have changed the outputs so they go a little bit slower too. Like, cause I feel like this big one here should be, you know, you're pounding them out. This is the Zilanka model. This one probably looks a little more legit. But that nice small one is kind of cool. I wish they had like silos on it. But we could get this and upgrade from our small operation. It's so small we could actually just put it over here too. That's crazy to think that we'd have a dairy right on the farm here, but we got the room for it. We could, that's something to think about then too, because if we're going to put that sugar mill up. Is there two sugar mills by any chance? So here's one sugar mill. It's pretty big. I think there's actually one on the map here too. That's probably the one that's on this map maybe. We'll go visit it here in a second. No, I believe that's the only sugar mill. Unless there's a custom one on this map. Okay, well, let's just pop over there where it's at, because I'm curious to see what this one looks like. Okay, looks like we're down by the docks. There's a forklift over here that's, I'm sure, is non-operational. Yeah, it looks like it's part of the map. It's kind of a shame. I wish you could get in some of these. One thing that Giants really didn't do on these new maps is to have, they should have usable vehicles. There should always be one at the shop. I don't know why they didn't do that. They did it on Silver Run Forest, and then they kind of quit doing it. I don't know if it was because it's a memory issue or what the deal is here. But this would be where the sugar mill is. It depends on how much sugar we're going to be putting out. 240,000 for that guy. Quite big. Maybe that's something we could look at too. That's crazy production. But we were definitely outgrowing. Like I said, locked me in the. We got stuck in there for a minute. We're outgrowing our milk production here, especially when we get on the buffalo milk. So I really think we should consider in the future putting this one down. It's very nice and small. We might have to move some of our decorations and such there, because the spawning point for it is on the... Is it everything on the back? It's hard to tell where everything is here. So we got deliveries on the left side, and then our pallets will spawn on the back. It almost needs to be kind of like that after we delete that one, of course. But anyway, that's something we're gonna have to figure out on a future episode. So I think we're gonna leave it there for today's episode, and then we'll get on to our sugarcane on the next one. Very excited to get into a new crop. Okay, stop